Okay, no intro or outro this week. The recipe is very simple and it's scalable. You can do half of it, you can do double, a quarter, 4 times, it doesn't matter. But the recipe I've provided here creates about 6 liters worth. I've adapted this recipe from Alton Brown. His recipe is in the description. All I've done here is I've added vanilla beans, and unfortunately due to the Canadian tariff situation, I have used Crown Royal Black instead of a proper bourbon. A pretty standard bourbon to use if you have access to it would be Jim Beam or Evan Williams is what I'd recommend. For the brandy, St. Remy VSOP, VSOP, however you want to say it, is a great alternative to buying cognac. I don't want to shell out for cognac, so I didn't. You can if you want. And then Jamaican rum here. The recipe, super straightforward. You're effectively just mixing everything together and hoping it doesn't curdle. And then you're aging it in your fridge for, I'd argue, in North America, a minimum of 2 weeks. If you're in the UK, good luck. You got a bit of a higher salmonella risk, but ideally about a month. Now, I'm going to be uploading this probably on the 4th of December, so it gives you a solid 3 weeks. So it shouldn't be an issue. With no further ado, to the recipe. Okay, so to start, you're going to take 1 kilogram of sugar and you're going to mix it with 24 egg yolks. There's a little bit of the egg white left, but for the most part, this is all egg yolk. So you're just going to add this together. Keep in mind, it's 12 egg yolks for every 500 grams of sugar. I've separated the egg whites and I will be using those for a 24 egg white omelet this evening for dinner. Okay, now you're going to beat it until it changes colors. Start carefully. Add in 2 teaspoons of relatively fresh nutmeg. Okay, so this is basically done. It's supposed to come off in a relatively solid ribbon. I'm going to give it just a little bit more time here to get the air into the mixture. Okay, let me try. So that's a relatively solid ribbon. A little more time. Okay, so now at this point you're going to transfer your beaten mixture to this big pot. Or any big pot. I don't know what you own. Okay, so to start, we're going to take 1 liter of whole milk. That's about 3% milk fat. We're temporarily going to put in this bowl here. We're then going to measure out 500 milliliters of brandy or cognac. Now we're going to mix the 500 milliliters of cognac with the 1 liter of milk. We do it this way to make sure none of the milk curdles. Okay, now we're going to mix this with our egg mixture. Okay, next we're going to add in our 1 liter of half and half cream. And our 1 liter of whipping cream, 35% milk fat, so 10%, 35% respectively. Why you use 3 different types, I don't know. Give that all a mix. And now lastly, you're going to add 500 milliliters of your bourbon, or the closest you can get. Do the tariff war, yeah, we can't really get bourbon, so we're gonna have to settle for Crown Royal Black. So we're doing 500 milliliters again. And then we are going to do 500 milliliters of Jamaican rum. Also very hard to get in Canada due to tariffs. Also, you're gonna wanna add half a teaspoon of salt. Now, get your beater ready. You're going to want to whisk while you put this in to avoid curdling. Just to make sure, if you have anything left here, just scrape it out. Mix it up, make sure everything's dissolved. To make sure all the sugar dissolves, you're going to want to leave this for about an hour. You can put it in your fridge, ideally, but just leave this for about an hour to make sure the sugar dissolves. Okay, so it's been just over an hour. Most of the sugar should have dissolved. You're now just going to ladle all of this into the jars. I'd recommend using a plate so that you don't lose any of it. Okay, so here's all the jars. Now that they're basically done, you're going to want to take a pinch of chopped up vanilla bean and add it to each jar. Doesn't have to be the exact same amount. You're doing about 1/3 of a vanilla bean per jar here or so. The reason you don't add it early is because you don't want it all to end up in the same jar. Okay. Give them all a swirl. Try to get the vanilla covered. Now you're going to want to store these. I would recommend a month. Now, if you're in North America, your eggs are relatively safe from salmonella, so you can probably do a couple weeks, but the best flavor you're going to get from aging these is about 2 weeks to a month anyway. So you're likely going to want to prep these and do them about a month before Christmas, which hopefully is when I'll put this video up, even though it's been a bit of a pause lately. But yeah, enjoy making your eggnog and look forward to having it in about a month. Have a good one.